Hi friends, this is chapter 2 of chemistry, physical and chemical changes. So let's start. Changes occur every moment around us. In fact, they are integral part of nature. Yes, it is a true fact that changes occur every moment in our life, and they are very important part of nature. So in this chapter we will see that how the changes are classified, and some we will study about physical and chemical changes. So guys, if we study all about, then the video will be very long, and because of this I had divided some parts. So in this video we will only study about that how changes are classified. So how changes are classified? The first classification is reversible and irreversible changes. Next is periodic and non-periodic changes. And third one classification is desirable and undesirable. So let's start the reversible and irreversible changes. So what are reversible changes? A change is said to be reversible when the opposite change can be brought about by reversing the conditions. So what are irreversible? That changes that can be reversed and can same by that the changes before. For example, the change in state of matter are the most common examples of reversible changes. So the most common example of reversible change is change in state of matter. So first flowchart is that solid. When we heat solid, then it becomes liquid, and when we heat liquid, and it becomes gas or vapors. Then, if we freeze the gas, and then it becomes liquid, and if we cool liquid, then it becomes liquid to solid. So this is the flow chart. Next guys, a solid melts on being heated and the melt solidifies on being cooled. So the melting of a solid is also the freezing of a liquid are irreversible changes. So these both are examples of reversible changes. So so are the vaporization of liquid on being heated and the condensation of vapors on being cooled. So these both also are examples of reversible changes. Also, the heating and cooling of the coil of an electric heater when the heater is switched on and off respectively are reversible changes. So these all are the examples of reversible changes. Then the second is what are irreversible changes. A change is said to be irreversible when the opposite change can't be brought about by reversing the conditions. What are the changes, irreversible changes? The changes that can't be seen that it acts as before. For example, when we heat the sugar, then it swells and it becomes a brown substance which finally gets charred. Charred meaning it burns. So when we heat sugar, then it becomes a brown substance that gets burned and forms a black mass. But the charred mass on being heated does not give the black sugar. So when we cool that burned mass, then it can't give the black sugar. Na? So these changes are called irreversible changes that can't reverse that position that it had before. Similarly, milk can be changed into cottage cheese by boiling it with some lemon juice added to it, but cottage cheese or paneer cannot be changed into milk. So milk can be changed into cottage cheese by boiling and added some lemon juice, and but cottage cheese or paneer can't be changed into milk. So these are the irreversible changes. And so the other examples are growth of plants and animals, digestion, photosynthesis, and burning of fuel. These all are examples of irreversible changes. Then is activity about irreversible changes. First instruction is, with the help of an adult, place some sugar crystals in a china dish. So we have to place we have to place some sugar crystals in china dish and heats the solid slowly and observe the changes. It swells and becomes brown and finally black. The black mass is carbon. And a few drops of lemon juice to milk and boil the mixture. So if we will add the few drops of lemon juice to milk and then boil the mixture of lemon juice and milk, and in a short while a thick white substance called curd is formed. So what is formed? By adding lemon juice to and milk, that is formed that curd. That is this process is called the curdling of milk. The curd is entirely different from milk. So as we know that there are no similar things with curd and milk. They are entirely different. You will not able to reserve this change, and we can't able to reserve this change. So the curdling of milk is irreversible changes. So here are the pictures that we saw in the activity. Next classification is periodic and non-periodic. So here we are come to know that what are periodic changes. Periodic changes are those which take place at fixed intervals of time. So what are periodic changes? The changes that take place at fixed intervals of time, that continuously, that has some period. For example, you have seen a clock with the pendulum. The pendulum moves from side to side, to and fro, continuously at fixed intervals of time. The motion of pendulum is also an example of periodic changes. So first example of periodic change is motion of pendulum. Why? Because it continuously becomes to and fro, to and fro. So these have fixed intervals of time. So as we know that the periodic changes are those who has fixed intervals of time. So this is also this is also periodic change. And second example is the moon changes phase gradually from full moon to new moon and then again to full moon. This change takes place over a period of 28 days. So this change is also a periodic change because it has some period of 28 days, and the same change is repeated over the next 28 days, and so next. And the phases of moon are also an example of periodic change. Second is non-periodic changes. So what are non-periodic changes? Non-periodic changes are those which do not take place at fixed intervals of time. There is the opposite, that periodic changes take place at fixed intervals of time, and non-periodic changes don't take place at fixed intervals of time. Some examples are the melting of ice, vaporization of water, curdling of milk, and charring of sugar do not repeat themselves at fixed intervals of time. So they are non-periodic changes. Third classification is desirable and undesirable changes. The changes that are useful to us and are called desirable changes, whereas those that are harmful for us are called undesirable changes. So desirable changes are that give some benefit to us, that are useful to us, that are desirable changes, and that changes that harms us, that changes are called undesirable changes. So first are desirable changes example. First example is the digestion of food, ripening of fruit, growing of living beings, and the changes involved in cooking are desirable changes. So these above examples are of desirable changes. Like the digestion of food does not harm us, so this is desirable changes. The ripening of food, when fruit ripen, it don't harm us, then it is also desirable changes. And growth of living beings also don't harm us, and changes involved in cooking also don't harm us, so these all are desirable changes. Next is rusting of iron and spoiling of food. So when we eat the spoiling of food, then it causes harm to our body, and it also causes harm to our money, that the food had spoiled. It wastes the food. And the rusting of iron, it also wastes the iron. and these also are undesirable changes because these also get harms to us or something. Earthquakes, cyclones, and volcanic eruptions. Yes, earthquake. If one earthquake has happened, then it is dangerous to our all the people. And cyclones also get harms, and volcanic eruptions are also harm to us. Are such undesirable changes that cause damage on a large scale. So these all are undesirable. So guys, here's the end of the video. In this video we are studying that how changes are classified. So I will if you have any problem, just comment me in the comment section, and I am here to you. And if you want to other parts, then please subscribe my channel, like my channel, and also please don't forget to share my videos. And I will here to for you to upload videos continuously. And guys, please tell me in comment section that how the video was. And bye bye. Thanks for watching.